Human design, gene keys, astrology, Tzolkin, 9-star key, Mayan, and all other new and ancient systems show us the divine order of the cosmic energetics that incarnated in our being, human being, the energy dynamics that are alive inside of us. And these are amazing tools that history revealed to us and were left by our ancestors for us to find once again. Finally, we are able to really get to know ourselves on a higher level of being. The systems and energies in us show us where to look, our meaning, purpose and direction in life itself, to be able to recognize them within us and show us a way to live a life lived well. A life that is unique to all of us, giving us a unique perspective. My vision is that when we unite all these unique perspectives, we are building a whole crystal again. The crystal of the one perspective, as all is truth. When we step aside of just the words given by Ra, Richard, or all other teachers and wisdom bringers, we build our own hall of truth, a record of lived, real-life archetypes given and shared through our unique voices, through our stories, beyond the learning of words from our minds and lived through the body as well. The words that are given to us by these teachings give us an indication of the potential, who we could become. When we just stay in that knowledge, it can't become wisdom and is therefore missing a part, the practical side, how an archetypical energy expresses itself through a unique lens. Things like environment, upbringing, circumstances, and so on determine the way that life force will show up. The living archetype in the dynamic of the world around us, not just in words from one or two beings, but all of us, creates a library of mixed perspectives and therefore a multidimensional approach towards the transmission. By sharing how this archetype shows up in your reality, we gain depth beyond the vibration of the transmission. Your lived interpretation of the archetype through the lens of type, strategy and authority and profile number, which all influence the way the archetype reveals its gift, is part of the living archetype. By sharing your living archetype, we are able to access all that is hidden between the words, the lines, the planets, and are able to look at them from a different angle than our own lens, which is a part of the fractal that you are of the whole crystal of consciousness. By sharing your life as the living archetype, we are all giving and receiving the vibration. We need each other if we want to understand it all, accepting and embracing our perfect limitation of perceiving with our two eyes and one body. By engaging in this conversation, we are able to not miss a piece. My experience is that one can gain new and deeper insights by hearing, receiving the wisdom that we all hold a piece of, and also recognizing that we are all on this journey called life, thus relating in a more dynamic way. Seeing beyond the oneself, we are all in this together. Your story might trigger something inside of another. By the reflection you bring light to what might be still hidden inside another, may be revealed. A process of healing from the inside out, where we see and hear vulnerability, which means having an open heart that cannot be hurt. We lay the example. We are able to access the truth of who and what we are. We will allow ourselves to let go of suffering because, as you might be able to see already, we have all suffered and maybe are still suffering in one way or another. But now seeing, we have a choice. With building this Akasha together, the suffering ends with us. We are the change we wish to see. I recognize myself in you. In my relationships, I see the perpetrator and the victim, and then I choose to be the heroine. I take back my responsibility of the life that I have chosen, my divine will, free will. And as we walk together on the heroine's journey, we shine our united light across the world, in our daily lives. In every interaction, we pass on the fire of unconditional love. I recognize the darkening of the light, only to see that the only way is up the ladder of Mount Meru, or however you want to give word to this. Up the ladder of the light, which is the ladder of frequency, from the shadow to the gift towards a vision for the future, a new start for humanity, a rebirth called the city. I ask you to become aware of the value of what your story can bring. It has the ability to touch, to manifest, not only for self but for the whole. The heroine's story has the power to lift up those who are still dwelling in the dark. It's like your light, your love for self, becomes a call to all, a vibration to follow and find our way back to the light, a life each of us chosen to live. Our stories will unite us in love, acceptance that we all have suffered one way or another. No suffering is higher than another. Suffering is suffering, and it will stop with you. These systems create a portal for us to recognize the divine archetypical energy living inside of us, but we are not them. When you get to know the forces that rule your life and determine your path, you will have the opportunity to become their master, and not in servitude to them. You will allow, accept and embrace their gifts, nourishing them and mature them by loving them unconditionally. You will be their master and make use of them whenever they are needed, and know which one is needed at a particular moment in time. You manage them like a god who is riding its carriage, pulled by these archetypes, your driving force, life force. You are in control on the path that you choose, where to go and how to get there. You manage so you can stay on track, on course, by making conscious decisions in every now moment, fully aware of which adventure you set yourself out to experience. Therefore, being able to enjoy the ride no matter what comes along the way. You become boundlessness, beyond expectations and desired outcome, detached from who we think we are and who we should be. You can prepare or envision this journey and this quest by knowing all your other activated gates. You can anticipate life to happen, but to have a fixed plan for your life is to be certain that you will become disappointed. To become a contributor is being a part of a co-creating, non-judgment space full of wisdom and spreading the word that no one is alone on this quest called life. We are witnesses to each other. We are co-creating reality. Being a keybringer is to set a stage to be you, to give an example. Your life story matters. Life is always happening. It's about how we face adversity, being grateful for all experiences, the small, seemingly indifferent, the great, the ones that made us feel hurt, gave us pain, grief, sorrow, but also love and joy and all in between. The magic is inside all of us, and once you get whole on the inside, you will see the whole on the outside as well. As we are co-creators of our reality, and by you choosing your reality, you are contributing in every way possible. The ripple effect of that has an outcome beyond imagination. Infinite possibilities, always solutions, as they were already present before we created the problem. Pass on your love and light, be the heroine, the pioneer. Change the world from the inside out. Be the reality you wish to see in the world. With my fourth line of service, I feel the call to start building this archetype Akasha together with you, because, as you might get from my words, our sharings will serve the whole. We will inspire, empower, and bring light toward our brothers and sisters, as we are all children of the earth.